Hoi Hoi and welcome back to Genshin Impact. In this episode I want to do the test one and then Dodocos Bombastic Escapades. We have Kinish released and we have Raiden Shugun as 5-star characters. And there's also a chance for me to get Sawa. Sawa is one of the few... she's one of 2 4-star characters that I don't have yet, right? So I definitely want to try to go for her. So the thing is, I probably don't want to go for Raiden, even though I like her playstyle. I already have so many electric characters, and I'm not sure, like, Sino is very similar to Raiden in gameplay, and I think I like Sino more than Raiden, so I probably won't go for Raiden. But I'm also not sure if I want to go for Kinish since I haven't played him yet. So for now, let's just do the trials that I've already had to get the rewards. This was Chef Rosé, right? Chef Rosé is a healer, more or less. She is an offensive supporter, you could say. Like, the way she's supposed to work is you essentially use the ultimate to deal damage. Right? That's all it kinda does. And then you're actually supposed to go for a different character to then deal damage, right? The way her healing works is you essentially go for a healing and then switch to a different character. And you will automatically heal them. Right, so Jefferson is more like a passive healer. That's actually a pretty good heal. I remember when she was released, I said that she is kind of bad. But I've realized that the reason why her healing is good is because you can use it and then switch to a different character, right? I didn't want to do that, it was an accident. So you can use her elemental skin and then switch to a different character, which is pretty good if you want to heal a certain character, right? It's pretty good if you want to heal your main character by also dealing damage, right? That's what I want to say. I'm sorry, I can't concentrate right now. Alright. So, Chef Rosé is a healer that you want in your team if you want to deal as much damage as possible, essentially, right? Like the issue with other healers, for example... okay, I don't have a good example. Right, but the reason why she's a good healer is because you use her elemental skill and then you switch to a different character and you will retain the heal or like a passive heal for some time. Now, the thing is, right, like, Barbara is the best healer in the game, right? Barbara has a similar elemental skill, but because her elemental skill has so much cooldown compared to Chef Rosé's elemental skill, Chef Rosé is slightly better at the passive healing. Right? But obviously, Barbara can also use her ultimate to heal, right? And, like, additionally, if Barbara has used her elemental skill, you can also heal through basic attacks, which is an active healing. But you don't want active healings, because having a supporter out for active healings means that you deal less damage, right? Because you can't deal damage while your supporter is out. Similar with Jean. Jean has an ultimate which heals, and Jean also heals on base attacks. Jean is more attack oriented, so you will definitely deal more damage with Jean, but you're still not maximizing your damage if you do this. So Chef Rosé is actually a pretty good healer and supporter, especially if you consider her artifact, which also at first I thought it's bad. Let me take a short look at the artifact. But like damage-wise, it looked to me like it's worse than Sangonomiya's artifact set, which is the Pearl set. Where's Chef Rosé? I think that was Chef Rosé's. Not this one, it's this one, right? So the Song of Day Past, right? Like what it does is It will records healing for 6 seconds and then increases essentially damage by 8% of the accumulated healing 5 times. Right. So essentially, this will deal less damage than which was it? Was it? No, I think it was over here. It was this set. No, it was this set. Right. This essentially deals more damage, but this is more actively used. You can use it passively, but it's better actively. Right, and so this set over here, Chevrolet set, is better to be used passively. So it's actually a pretty good set if you want to use like this passive healing. Alright, that's what I had to say about Chevrolet. Let's take a look at Sarah. I've only played Sarah once or twice, I think. I think there once was a time where she was in a trial. I remember playing her in a trial, but I think also you also play her through quests once. Okay, let's take a look at her, right? So she is essentially like a mine-oriented character. Not sure how exactly this works again, right? So you're supposed to do this. Okay, no. So what I'm thinking of is she has a constellation that makes her place down a feather if she uses her elemental skill. I'm not sure what her elemental skill does. Does it enhance? I am not sure. I think I have to read that what her elemental skill does. Tengu Storm Call. Retreats rapidly with the speed of a Tengu, summoning the protection of the Crow Feather. Gains Crow Feather cover for 18 seconds. And when Crucial Servers fires a fully charged aim shot, Crow Feather covers will be consumed. Oh, okay. So, no, it does what I think it does. Right, so if you do this, you will get a buff, and then your next charge attack will place a mine. Okay, that's how it worked. Alright, so like those charge attacks doesn't place down a mine. But also we have the ultimate, which is just like a good damage ultimate, especially for AoE. Oh, I missed. I'm not sure about her. Like, she definitely seems to have a sharp shot oriented skill. Build. But you're technically supposed to use the elemental skill, right? So this is more like a mobility oriented build. I'm not sure about this one. It's probably more like a support build. So for example, what you want to do is you want to have a character that applies fire or water, and then you will want to do this, right? And then you want to switch to another character again. I think that's how she's supposed to be played. At least that's what I'm getting from her elemental skill. Right, and then her ultimate is obviously just a good AoE. I'm definitely not sure about her. I think her playstyle is interesting. But compared to other characters, she is not really that interesting. But like there are a lot of characters which can just do cooler stuff. I'm not sure about her. I did press the wrong button. Alright, so and then we have Thoma. I've recently decided to play Thoma because I think he pairs up with Alicino well. Right, like, one thing Alicino has is that she cannot be healed, but you can still apply shields. Right, so I thought, okay, yeah, you can do this, and then she has a shield, right, which will definitely help her. But the main reason why it has to be Thoma is because he's a fire character, and if you have 2 fire characters in your party, then you gain 20% more attack, I think. So you definitely want to have 2 fire characters in your party. So that's why I wanted to pair up Thoma with Alicino. Right? And then there was also the idea, if you want to make a party which is focused on ice damage, you probably also want Thoma, because the maximum damage for ice damage is either 2 ice characters and then either 2 fire characters or 2 geo characters. And I was thinking, if you want to team up your ice characters with fire characters to get the maximum passive damage, right? Like if you go for 2 geo characters, you want to be more active, it's a more active playstyle because you need to apply the shields to get the damage from the geo bonus. So if you want to be more passive, then you probably want 2 fire characters and 2 ice characters instead of 2 geo characters. Right, so that's essentially the idea why I want to have Thoma, and like from all the fire characters that I have, Thoma is probably the best supporter. Bennett is obviously also an option, right? So I would probably go for Bennett and Thoma in an ice team, and in a fire team I'm just going for Alicino for damage. Right, since Alicino is my main damage dealer. Alright, that's about Thoma. Okay, now to Wyden. Wyden is, I mean, Wyden is pretty much straightforward. All you want on her is elemental recharge, because her ultimate damage scales with elemental recharge if you use the one set. And you essentially want to be constantly in your ultimate. Because that's just how you deal damage. I think she's actually too simple for what she can do. But the thing is, the advantage that she has over Sino is that she can also do more support, because her elemental skill gives like a supportive buff. So it depends on what you want to play. Right? Like Sino doesn't really have any support abilities. I mean, you can kind of see that the team that is currently for Raiden is definitely focused to support Raiden. Right, like Xingqi can apply water for water reactions, and Xiangling can apply fire for fire reactions. So that's definitely a good party. I'm not sure about Venet's. I'm not sure what Venet's ultimate does, right? Like it can heal, obviously, so you definitely want a healer in the party. But if it doesn't heal, it gives you, I think, a damage buff. I'm not sure if there isn't a better character. I mean, the reason why it has to be a pyro character, right? If you have Xiangling and then also a pyro character, you get the attack buff. So you definitely want to go for that. 2 electro characters aren't really that great. The buff that you gain from 2 electro characters kind of sucks. So it's actually a good idea to have like an electric character, then another element, and then 2 fire. I'm not sure. I don't know about Chevrolet's, what Chevrolet's buffs are. But I think Chevrolet instead of Bennett is probably better. I think Chevrolet's ultimate elemental skill has 9 seconds cooldown, and if that's true, then her healing, you have her healing more ready than Bennett's healing. And Bennett's healing is also situational. He only heals if you are under a certain amount of HP. So I probably would go for Chevrolet instead of Bennett. But it depends on what buffs she has. I don't think there's another fire healer. You know what's sad about Diona? Like, Diona is a really good character, although I haven't played her, but I think in concept she's a really good character. The sad thing about her is that she's an ice character. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, like, the ice bonus doesn't really harmonize well with others because you only get the crit chance if you're hitting an enemy that is affected by ice. Which means you can't really use it against a lot of enemies because they are applying themselves with an element. And then you also cannot use it in combination with characters like Raiden or Sino because they constantly apply Electro, which means that you're using an elemental reaction which uses up the ice energy. So going for 2 ice characters in your party usually is not a good choice unless your main damage is ice. Right, and this is why Diona is so sad, because Diona can heal and give a shield, which is incredibly powerful, having both of them at once, right? So it's sad that Diona is an ice character. If Diona were, for example, a fire character, then she would probably one of the best characters in the game. Everyone would play Diona because fire increases your damage, right? You want to deal as much damage as possible, since most challenges are time related, and offense is a good defense because the faster you kill your enemy, the less chance they have to attack you. And then, of course, because she can give a shield and she can heal. Like, Diona is incredible. Anyway. Let's take a look at the new character. Kinish. So, as far as I know, he's a Dendro Greatsword user, which is great. I like Greatsword users, and I definitely need a Dendro character if I don't go for Kirara. Kirara. Okay, when there are no enemies present, Kini's elemental skill fires a grappling hook to perform swing and can expand Phlogiston in mid-air to swing again. That's interesting. Like, all characters that have been released in Natlan by now have a mobility ability, which is quite interesting, right? Like, Natlan's characters are very mobility-based. When there are enemies nearby, Kinish will use the hook to link to them and enter the Night Soul Blessing state. Using normal attacks will switch to firing loop shots, accumulating Night Soul points. When he reaches the Night Soul points limit, casting the elemental skill when consuming 1 points to fire Scale Spiker Cannon. That is interesting. Okay, so he has a chain attack, which chains enemies, and then his normal attacks will be ranged. Okay. And also he accumulates Night Soul points, and if he's at maximum Night Soul points, his elemental skill will fire Scale Spiker Cannon. Okay. Akini's elemental burst will summon Aja, the almighty dragon lord, periodically dealing AoE Dendro damage. Okay, so his ultimate is completely boring. I see. Okay, so and obviously he has a more unique challenge. So am I supposed to just run along right now? I'm probably supposed to see how this works, right? Okay, so over here. Alright, here's a Greatsword user. What? That's interesting. Okay, that's cool. Oh, that's a cool play style. It's definitely. Ah, okay. So I can auto aim at this one. So it's essentially just like the animal, the saurian. Okay. That's definitely a good character to have in general, and it would make stuff much easier. Similar to how using Venti can make stuff much easier. Alright, and here we have a big guy. Okay, let's just I'm not sure about the aesthetic. I'm not really a fan of like this type of pixel. Okay. Alright. So now I'm at maximum and now I can fire this. That deals a lot of damage. Holy shit. Okay, that was a crit. I did 7k. This ultimate is so boring. 6k. That is crazy. 7k. I mean, obviously he has a high crit chance and he has 100% crit damage. $8k damage. What's this artifact set? It's the myth of... yeah. They are oh my god, they are showing the stats. This is new, right? I don't think they've shown the stats before. Okay. They're going for flat attack. That's interesting. I'm not sure about flat attack. This is the sense of Ian, right? So they're going for full damage, right? Because his ultimate is boring. You don't want sense of time. You don't want energy recharge on him, right? Because his ultimate is irrelevant. Yeah, 62% crit damage. They have a bit energy recharge. I have the... okay, so I think they're using flat stats because it makes stuff look less complicated. But I usually think that going for percentage values is better than going for flat stats. One thing that I don't know about how damage is calculated is whether flat stats get multiplied by percentage value. As far as I understand, it doesn't. That's it. That's how it was in Raid Shadow Legends, right? You don't want flat stats in Raid Shadow Legends because it usually sucks. Like the only time where you want flat stats is if the main stats are so low. If the main stat is so low that getting a flat stat is better than getting a percentage boost, right? Like 53 is actually a lot. Right, but the thing is, if your base attack is, let's say your base attack is 1000, right? 1000 is a lot, so it might not be a good reference. But I think the lowest attack can be like 600 and the highest attack can be like 1000 at max level. So let's make a calculation for both of them. Now the question is, how much percentage can you get from a fully developed? So this is 15%. I know that you can get to 20%. He also has elemental mastery. They are going for HP on the floor, probably just to have a more well-rounded character. Right, so he could even deal more damage, technically. Crit damage, dendro damage, obviously dendro damage. Right, so let's assume the maximum attack percentage that you can have is 20%, right? If we assume you have 600 attack, 20% of 600 is it's 120. So right, so like if you have maximum attack percentage, you would get 120 more attack, right? Instead of 50% attack, instead of 50 attack, right? So percentage really usually are better. Now the question is if flat damage is also scales with percentage damage, which I don't think it does, but let's assume that, right? You would so technically if you have multiple percentage values, let's say you have like 3 times 20 percentage value, right? Which means you would get like 360 attack more. The question is if we replace... I mean, obviously, we can have flat damage and attack percentage at the same time, right? That's out of the question, right? But you usually want crit chance and crit damage, and then attack percentage, and then also flat attack. That would be like the best for a hyper damage dealer, but sometimes you also want other stats. For Dendro character, it makes sense to have elemental mastery because Dendro scales strongly with elemental mastery. And yeah, sometimes you want a bit of HP and a bit of defense, otherwise you have like a really bad time. Yeah, also interesting, this set gives you 30% crit chance. Right, that's also crazy. I don't think I need to make the calculation. Making the calculation doesn't really make that much sense. Yeah, let's just continue. About Kinichi. His elemental skill is very interesting. I definitely like his elemental skill. I don't like his ultimate. The fact that I don't like his ultimate means I don't need to go for energy recharge and I can just go for straight damage. His base attack does no damage essentially. His base damage is so low, which is so weird. Why is his base damage so low? I mean, he's definitely a elemental skill oriented character, not a base attack oriented character. I'm almost dead. I dead. Also interesting, they have 2 fire characters and then 2 Dendro characters, so for maximum Dendro bonus. That's another thing. Dendro gives you... having 2 Dendro characters gives you more elemental mastery. Okay, let's just exit level. Having 2 Dendro characters gives you extra elemental mastery, which means if the damage of the Dendro characters that you main doesn't scale with Dendro, it's not a good choice. Can you please open that? I wanted to take a look at Kinichi. Hold on. Details. Talents. Night Soul point limit 20. Cooldown. Kinichi uses his big game hunting skill to either move swiftly or attack his opponent. Yes. Kinichi's Night Soul blessing lasts 10 seconds at a rare rate. 2 Night Soul points every 15 minutes. It will hook on an enemy and perform your attacks. Using an hour can never fire loop shots. The Night Soul points are at max. Okay. Alright. It doesn't say how long the state lasts. Oh, that lasts 10 seconds, okay. And it has 18 seconds cooldown. Bang breath damage, okay. Night Soul Blessing. Okay, so his ultimate can extend his Night Soul Blessing. When Kinichi's Night Soul Blessing state hits by the metal skill will enter the Night Soul or Bird Generation that will restore some. Okay, so he scales with fire character. Alright. I actually like him more than Emily, but like the reason why I've got Emily is for different reasons for why I would get for him, right? Because Emily, I want Emily to be a supporter for Alicino. And I could use him as a main character. Okay, after an enemy party members triggers a Night Soul Burst. Kinichi will gain 1 stack of Hunter experience. This lasts 15 seconds, max 2. When Kinichi uses Canopy Hunters, Alright, hiding is here. Cannon all stacks of 100 XP will be consumed with each stack consuming increase the damage dealt by the cannon shot by 340% of King's attack, which is pretty good. So he scales with attack. Okay, so right, so this is right. So this is essentially just his passive, his grappling hook. Okay, this gives you a speed boost if you're I think if you harvest Phlogiston, right? Like there are objects that you can harvest and it also give Phlogiston, so I think that's how it triggers. Why doesn't he deal any damage with his base attack? Loops shot. Okay, he shoots 2 loops and they deal 50% of his attack. Okay. But why doesn't he deal damage with his base attack? That's the weird thing. Right, like his base damage is like 1000 or something. The thing is, my Noel deals more damage than he does with base attacks, right? Noel deals no damage with base attacks. That's what I think is so weird about this. His charge attack... Is his charge attack the one that also Jishia has? I'm not sure if I should go for him. The question is, do I need a Dendro main character? Or like an active Dendro character? Also, he's probably very annoying with the dragon. That's also something that I have to consider. Yeah, I don't like his idle animation. They're quite annoying. Today I watched a video where people were talking about Banjo-Kazooie. Or it wasn't Kazooie, it was the other game. It was Katooie, I think. I've never played this game, right, so I don't know about anything of this. But I'm actually happy that I never played this game, because holy shit, the dialogue in this game are so annoying. Just like how the characters are talking, the sounds that they're making, that's so annoying. I probably couldn't play Banjo-Kazooie with sounds. Then no characters, Kirara. The thing is, Kinichi is because of his, where was it? Is it this one? Right. Because of this one, it makes sense to play Kinichi in a Pyro party. And the reason why this is good is because 2 Pyro characters give you attack boost and he scales with attack, right? So he is definitely made for a Pyro party. But I'm not sure if I want to have 2 Dendro characters. Right, so if I put him in a party, what I probably will do is get another character in there. Like, the question is, if I go for fire, which 2 fire characters do I want in there? Probably not Olicino, because Olicino is Olicino and she is the main protagonist. She is the main protagonist of her own story. So having 2 main protagonists is not a good idea. I could always go for Chevrolet and Thoma. I mean, having Chevrolet and Thoma is probably pretty good. Right? Because you have defensive Thoma, which can apply a shield, and you have Chevrolet, which can heal. So you have, like, double protection. And then, like, the main part why you want Thoma is because of his ultimate, and I think his ultimate harmonizes very well with Kinichi. Right? That was the first thought I had when I saw that Kinichi needs a Pyro character in his party. The question is, who do I put in as a 4th character? Like, unless I want to go for a Dendro character, there's no reason to go for any specific element. So I can just choose based on the abilities. I don't need a healer, I don't need a defensive character. So a burst supporter would be good. I think in this case, Yelan might actually be a very good choice. Yelan or Xingxi, based on how their ultimate works. Um, but I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure if this is the reaction that I want to go for. I think an electric character would actually be better. But which electric character should it be? That's a good question. There is no electric character that can apply electricity to another character, right? And like something like Shinki can do. There's no electric character which can do this. I don't think so. So choosing an electro character is probably not. Yai! Yai would be interesting. If I go for. I mean, the thing with Yai is then I would have to go for elemental skill instead of elemental burst. But instead of burst support, I would have to go for like an elemental skill support. Which means that is more damage oriented. I want to go for an elemental burst. I don't know. I do like the 20% attack boost from elemental burst better than, for example, the 25 to 75% damage boost you get from elemental skill set. But I think she would definitely be a choice if I had her. What else? So she's probably the only electric character that I could use. Question is, which other character could I go for? Probably not an Animo character, or like less likely an Animo character, since Animo. Actually not. Like, if I apply fire and then use an Animo character to apply fire to more enemies, and then, I don't know, deal some IOE damage with Genichi, I can get burned to multiple characters. So, going for a wind character might actually not a bad choice for an Animo character.
Yes. Oh.
Are you? But the question is, which Animo character would I go for? Animo characters in this game are weird. Like, actually weird. Can I go for Animo? Alright, so the reason why Animo characters are weird... We have two supporters too. Like, if you take a look at those characters, which of those characters would you assume would be a supportive character? We have her, who can heal, right? Like, she has an ultimate that can heal, and she also has an interesting element skill. And what, right? So her elemental skill is she jumps into the air up to 3 times and then deals damage, which is a really interesting skill. That's definitely something that can be useful for a team. And her ultimate heals you and gives every character a buff so that they can do a, or that they can perform a unique unique jump attack, drop. I don't know what's called, right? Drop attack, whatever, air attack, right? Air lunge or something like that, right? So she is a really interesting supporter. Now, if you take a look at any other characters, who of them are supporter? We have Jean, which can count as a supporter, but Jean deals a lot of damage for being a supporter. You could probably play Jean as a burst support, but I think it makes more sense to just go on an attack-related set on her. And then you have Shukosa. Shukosa isn't a supporter, she doesn't have any supportive abilities. She's essentially a damage dealer that is oriented around elemental mastery. Sayu also isn't a real support. She can heal with her ultimate, but that's essentially everything. She has also a lot of mobility, right? And then you take a look at all those characters. I don't remember what rank he was. I think he is a damage dealer, but I'm not sure about this, right? And then you have Xiao, who is the damage dealer. You have Kazuha, who is the damage dealer. You have this guy, who is the damage dealer. You have Shi, who is the damage dealer. You have the Wanderer, who is the damage dealer. I'm not sure about Lynette, but I think Lynette is also a damage dealer. Why are there so many Animo damage dealer? Holy shit. Animo characters are broken. Too many damage dealer. I didn't want to close that, I'm sorry. Okay. Let's try this again. So we have one Hydro. I think Electro, I fixed that. We have Pyro already. I mean, I could go for other Pyro characters, but I'm not sure about this. Okay, let's do this. Alright, so confirm filter. So we want to Kinichi. We probably don't want to put more Lami or Kachina in the same party. The reason why I don't want to put with them is because like they all have movement related abilities, and I think if you have like already having one movement related ability is enough. So I don't really want to put those three in a party together. I could go for Emily. Like, I'm curious about how Emily's burn works. Oh, is the She deals increased damage to burning opponents based on her attack. The thing is, it doesn't say anywhere that she is the one who has to perform burn, right? So it's actually a good choice to go for Kinichi and Emily, and then go for Chef Rosé and Toma, I think. Where's the wish? Is there anything interesting in the shop? I've bought a character this month. I don't remember which one this was. I've already bought everything. So let's get this one. I think I will go for Kinichi. Wish. Alright, so let's take a look at what his weapon does. King of the Mountain King. I saw this and I immediately thought, is that a reference to the Hall of the Mountain King? Okay, I love this one. I actually like this composition. Hall of the Mountain King is one of the best compositions ever made. Get one stack of Canopy's favor after hitting an opponent with an elemental skill. This can be triggered once every 0.5 seconds. After another party member triggers a burning or bludgeon reaction, the equipped character will gain 3 stacks. This effect can be triggered once every 2 seconds. Can be triggered even when a character is out of the field. Canopy's favor. Elemental skill and burst damage is increased by 10% up to 6. That's incredibly good. The problem is, with burn damage, I think this only applies if this character who has this weapon equipped will apply the burn damage, right? This is normally how it's used. But the elemental skill damage is still pretty good. 60% more elemental skill damage is a lot. Like, that's incredible a lot. Each stack is counted independently, right? Yeah, okay. That's definitely a good weapon. Let's go for a normal one first to get some pity counter luck. Okay, I've got a Favonius bow, or is this the sacrificial bow? It's a sacrificial one, okay. Alright. Okay, so I will try to go for Kinichi. And after I've got Kinichi, I will spend the rest on his weapon, I think. The thing is, if I go for Kinichi, I definitely want to go for his weapon. Because of the playstyle, I think that's actually good. It's a good choice. Like the question, I mean, obviously I don't know what character comes next rotation, right? So it's possible that there's a character that I want to get too. That I might more want to get, right? Like, I definitely want to get Euler. I think there were some other characters. I definitely want to get Weasley. So there are a lot of characters that I want to get. So I'm a bit reluctant to spend everything on the weapon. But let's just see how it works out. Maybe I won't get Kinichi at all. That's also always possible. I've got 2 Chevroles. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good, I would say. Alright. This is... Oh, this is stringless, isn't it? Yeah, stringless. That's a really good bow. That's good. I like stringless. Stringless is one of my favorite weapons. Okay, I've got Sarah. This is good. And I also got another... Kirara? How many Kiraras do I have? Wait a second. How many Kiraras do I have? Definitely not enough. I already had maximum Kiraras. Oh, this is... I didn't know this. Maybe I should play Kirara instead of Kinichi if I already have max Kiraras. Okay, so now I know what happens if you draw a character that you already have. You will get more masterless things. Okay, let's go back to Wish. Oh, the fact that I have Kirara makes me... maxed out Kirara makes me think that I actually want Kinichi now. Oh, now I have to reconsider. Let's take a look at Everyday. So we've got this one. Where the active character with coordinated tactic status, not including Everyday herself, triggers the overload reaction, they will recover 6 energy. Okay, so I think this is her ultimate, and I think you probably want to team up Shabuze with an electric character then. Okay, that's an interesting choice. Sniper in Dust Induced. After holding short range weapon to intention fire and hitting a target, 2 chains explosion will be triggered. Near the location where said target is hit. Okay. Okay, this essentially increases the damage of her elemental skill. Which is not that good, but also not bad. Okay, so I think... Let's just delete some of the parties. I want to design some parties. Abyss Order. Yeah, so I can delete this one. Wait, no, I didn't want to deploy. I wanted to quick set up, damn it. So, this party... So we are using the Traveler as a placeholder, indicating that this is the character... This is for Kinichi, so the Traveler count is Kinichi. And then I wanted to go for Emily. Evose and Toma, right? So this is essentially Kinichi's party. This is Kinichi's party, right? Now let's deploy a party for Kirara. So Kirara is the main character. I kind of want to team up Kirara with water characters because 2 water characters give me 20% more health, and Kirara scales with health. Like, she scales with damage and health, right? So I want 2 water characters, which means the obvious choice is Barbara. This choice is Barbara. I don't have that many interesting water characters. I think for this sake, I just want to go with Candace and Barbara then. And then let's think, which is the last character that I want. Hold on, I have to get something to drink. One moment, please. Okay. Alright, so I want another character to pair up with Kirara. I could go for a second Dendro character, which means that I would have more elemental mastery, which means that the Dendro cores that I can create are stronger. In this case, I would probably go for Kare, not because not because he is supportive to Kirara, but because that way I can get more damage from Dendro cores. So that would be an option. Is there any other character that I want in that party? I do need a defensive... I mean, Candace is kind of a defensive character, but she can't really apply buffs or so. I mean, she can apply buff. She can actually change the ultimate. She can actually change the base attack from base attack damage from Kirara to water. I think that's what her ultimate does. I think it also works for other characters. I'm not sure about this, however. So that's actually pretty good. Right, so one thing I could do is get as many Dodocos as possible on the field and then use Kaveh to activate all of them and deal the most amount of damage. Right, and and this is essentially just a plan B. It's actually a good choice. I think I like that choice. Is there any other character that I want? Not, so there's definitely no anime character that I want. Since I'm not going for fire, since I'm not going for attack boost, I might not want to go for a fire character. Especially that also isn't really a good fire character for that party. Like, the best supporters are those two. And going for another fire character, there isn't really a reason. Like, they are all damage dealers, right? All of them are damage dealer. They just deal damage in a different way. Barnett is like a ace, right? So with ace, he's a jack of all trades. He can do a lot of different things. And Qiangling or Qianghing is pretty good at applying fire, applying pyro. Right, so there isn't really a fire character that I want in this party. There probably also isn't a Geo character that I want in this party. I can go for Kachina, just to have the... Like, if I'm using this party in Natlan, having a character from Natlan would be a good choice. And Kachina's movement is good for adventuring, right? But the thing is, I'm probably going to use this party in challenges, right? And I don't think that that her utility is useful in challenges. So Kachina is out of the question. Goro is only good in Geo groups, or like his main use is in Geo groups, so I probably don't want him. Oh, Yun In is a burst supporter. Yun In would be a possibility. I think her ultimate increases the damage and she has counterplay. So I probably don't want her to have her with Candace because then I have two counter characters. So maybe not. Navia is a main character, so not Navia. Mika would be a healer. And I don't think I want to go for Mika. That would be interesting. I forgot her name. I'm sorry. This would be an interesting party. Wait a second. I want to take a look at how this looks. Right. So the idea is we are creating Dendrocos. Then I switch to Cookie to get the hypercore, which is a strong one, which is pretty strong. I'm not sure, right? This would be an interesting party, but I don't know about having Cookie and Barbara in the team. So if I'm going for Cookie, I would probably switch out Barbara with another water character. Right, something like Shinkui or Elan. But I think I've actually liked this party more. I think this is an interesting party. Like, the reason why I want to go for this party is because that way I can have some use out of Kaveh, which I would normally not have since he's so specialized. So, like, he is only there to deal, like, a lot of damage in a short period of time, right? Like, we are playing somehow water with those characters, and then Kirara applies Dendrocos, and then he finishes the Dendrocos. That's a good party. Now I don't want to go for Kinichi anymore. Yeah, I think I'm not going for Kinichi. I think I like this part. Like the fact that I could have a maxed out Kirara, like an actual maxed out Kirara, that's incredible. I mean, I still need an artifact set for her. The way her talents works is that max shield absorption, yeah, she scales with HP. Kind of an explosion. She deals a lot of damage. She has a really high skill damage. 700% is a lot. Like, holy shit. Bewitching tales. Bewitching tales, okay. Oh yeah, so this just gives you another shield. Okay. That's not that good. I need to ascend her to get this one. But this one is incredible. For each 1000 max HP Kirara possesses, the damage increases by 0.4%. This is crazy with this one. This is totally crazy. I really want to see how strong she is. Okay, so I've decided I don't want to go for Kinichi. Let's get the rewards. Okay, I will save up the rest of the points that I didn't spend for the next phase. I think I wanna max out Kirara now. I have the prototype Rancor on her. It's a solid weapon. This one will probably also be a solid weapon. Yeah, I think I want to go for this one. Because this one has a secondary set physical damage bonus, which doesn't do as much on Kirara, since her main damage source is her elemental skill and her ultimate, right? So this is not a good choice for her. This one might be interesting. This increases her elemental mastery, so we don't want this one. Black Sword is obviously an interesting choice. The problem with Black Sword is it's a pay-to-win weapon, so I can't max it out unless I invest money. Maxing out one of the pay-to-win weapons costs you $60, which is kind of crazy. I can craft this weapon. This one is definitely an interesting choice. It gives me attack, which is good. Crit chance would be better. Iron Sting, nah. The Flute. Oh, the Flute is also an interesting choice, but I think this weapon is actually better because she deals a lot of damage with her ultimate. Probably want to go for this one. We have also the Favonio Sword, which is also pretty good. But it gives you energy recharge and not damage, which means that it will give you less damage. Right, like, Favonio Sword is better for, like, full supports. Then we have the Lion's War, which is also not relevant. Why is my Lion's War on Kaya? Why is that? I probably... This is also a pay-to-win weapon. Okay, so let's do this. I want Lion's War on King. So now we have the Wolf Fang. Let's do this. I would rather have Wolf Fang on Jean. I don't have any other weapons on her. Infusion Stinger is an interesting weapon. Gives you elemental mastery. This would probably be a good weapon on Lila, but it's also a good weapon on Lynette, I think. Okay, so I want the Amenoma Kageushi. Okay, which means I have to farm stuff from Inazuma, which I usually don't. Now let's talk about artifacts. Is there any specific artifact set I want? So I'm going to go. I'm going to deal elemental damage, right? Which means the most obvious choice would be this set. After elemental skill or burst hits opponents, the target's general resistance will be decreased by 30% for 8 seconds. I think this was probably one of the best choices. Like, it's a pretty straightforward choice. I'm curious about what the internet says, what the Genshin Impact player says. Recommended set. They go for Tenacity of Millilith and this for maximum HP. Right, they want this 40% more HP. The second choice is the Deepwood Memory, which I would go. And the fourth choice is Millilith. When an elemental skill hits an opponent, the attack of all numbered party members is increased by 20%. And this is actually not bad. This is the elemental support skill, right? Which I could also go if I want an elemental skill supporter instead of burst supporter. This is actually a pretty good. I can understand why people would play this set on Kirara. Because first, it gives you 20% more damage, which is pretty good. And secondly, it gives you 20% more HP, which is pretty good. And it also gives 20% more attack, which is also pretty good. And Kirara has a shield. Right, so she can benefit from all the bonies that she gains from this one. Now, they do this because they want to have as much HP as possible to get a the best damage multiplier, which is also not a bad choice. I can actually understand why you not want to go for this one. If you already have a Dendro goblet, you will get like, you don't get additional 15%, right? You're just increasing your Dendro damage multiplier from 45 to 60, right? So you have a 60% more damage multiplier. So if you already have a goblet, going for more HP would be useful. But the 30% Dendro resistance might actually be really good. It depends on how it works. Let's assume an enemy has 0 Dendro resistance. Does that mean that they would have minus 30% Dendro resistance, which means we will deal 30% more damage? Right? Like, that's what I'm assuming. Like, most enemies have 0 Dendro resistance. So this would be a really good artifact if this actually works like that. Right? If you then deal 30% more damage. Now, if we compare, like, because like 20% more HP, you don't know how much damage it gives you. I'm assuming how this works is it works with base HP. So if you have 10,000 base HP, that means you will get 2,000 more HP from this one, which only increases your damage by 0.8 or 0.6, depending on which skill, right? So this doesn't increase your damage as much. So I definitely wouldn't go for this one. This in my opinion, this is bad. At best, if you go this route, if you go this one, those two instead of this one, you will have roughly 4,000 HP more, which will increase your damage by 1.2, which isn't that much. Right? So I wouldn't go for this one. And if you go this one compared to this one, you will only increase your damage by 0.8 or 0.6, and you're missing out on the attack, right? This is a double multiplier. since the damage bonus she gets from her HP is a multiplier to her attack, right? So going for this one is actually makes actually more sense, right? So the only, which is wild to me, why are people going for those two sets instead of those two? Like, this seems just straight up bad to me, unless there's something that I'm missing, which is always possible, right? Like when I was talking about Chevrolet's artifact set, I've missed a lot about it. So it is possible that I'm missing something, and this might actually be better. But in my opinion, going either for this one or for this one is better. I mean, obviously the advantage is if you go for those two, then you will have a lot more HP than with this one. And you will have like 40, maybe 8,000 HP, like something somewhere between 4,000 and 8,000 HP at best. Which isn't really that much, but I can understand why people would want that. It's almost 10,000 HP. Right, so like the question is this one better or is this one better? Well, that's right now my question. 50% Dendro damage doesn't do that much if you have a Dendro Goblet, and you will have a Dendro Goblet. Like, if you don't have a Dendro Goblet, what are you doing in your life? So the question is the 30% Dendro resistance decrease better than everything this offers? I don't think so, actually. Okay, to be fair, the issue here is that this bonus only goes for 3 seconds, right? That's the big issue here. So you won't have this bonus for long. But if you time it right, like if you use an elemental skill and you immediately use your ultimate after that, you are pretty good, right? And this one has an 8-second window. If you do the same strategy, you use your elemental skill and then use your ultimate, then you don't really need 8 seconds. So I think I would go for this one. This definitely looks like out of those sets, the best one. Right. Okay, so let's take a look. Yeah, Tenacity of Millilith. Let's go for Tenacity of Millilith. I have one item. And it's a goblet. Great. Okay, so I definitely need to farm this for her. I think it's this one, yes. I haven't done this one in a long time. I mean, I did this one recently when I think. I did this one when I did all of the domains. But I don't remember what I have to do here. Was it the Geo challenge? It was the shield challenge. Right, this was the shield challenge. I'm going to switch party. This party is not good. Okay, so... Ah! I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Anyway. Oh no, I failed. Oh my god, I definitely was not prepared for this ley line disorder. Okay, let's switch my party over here. That's easier. For now, let's go in with my strongest party. Okay, what do I have to face? Yeah, so a backlash will occur when opponents hit a character protected by a shield, right? So you just want to have a shield up all the time. I have to fight those two, that's actually not that bad. Like if I get them to their second phase, depending on what elements they have. Okay, electricity. Electricity and water. This should be very easy for Alicino and for Nadi. Okay, I can definitely farm this one. But I also want to farm ice and water artifacts. So let's see what did I got. I didn't got anything. Wait, I've got a physical set. Okay, that's horrible. I wanna do the side. I wanna do the event too. But I think I will make a cut here and do this event in another session. Because I do have time, but I don't think I have enough time to complete the event, so I will just do it another time. Hoi hoi, welcome back to Genshin Impact. Now I want to do the event. Do we have an event quest? Wait, that was right. Hold on. Okay. Dodocos Bombastic Escapades. Oh, it's over there. Oh, two knights, two female knights. Come on, Fonia, come on. Don't you want to be the first player to ever experience the marvel that is Dodocos Bombastic Escapades? Go on, you know you want to. All new combat mode that's more flexible than ever before, allowing you to not only achieve pinpoint precise demolition, but also outsmart crafty enemies while you are at it. How could that not be an absolute blast? How about no? Just because you spent all day fantasizing about bombs doesn't mean the rest of us do too. Heck, helping you out by getting the prototype and tabletop game up and running already counts as some serious overtime. All I want to do now is order some takeout from the Good Hunter, then return to the comfort of my humble abode. By the time it arrives, I will have just finished the last of the laundry and it will finally be time to kick back and relax. As for this new boom chaka lacking game of yours, well, next time we are on shift together, I might give it a go, but I'm already bored out of my mind. What harm could it do anyway? Do you just say the words new in game? I completely forgot how I would voice Paimon because I haven't voiced Paimon in a very long time. In like 3 weeks or so. In game together? In the same sentence? Paimon's curious now. Could we take a look? Wait a minute, is that you, Honorary Knight and the Helper in White? You're actually here, what are the chances? I remember now, you're the Bombaholic. No, I don't remember her. I definitely played the last Dodocos event. But I don't remember her, she wasn't part of the last event. Oh, you know who I am, Honorary Knight. I must really have left an impression doing Annihilate the Invasive Anglers. Okay, so there was another event that I didn't play. Okay, even you heard about me. I promise I won't let you down. Recently I've been making ongoing improvements to the formula and design of my bombs, striving to narrow the gap between me and the Spark Knight, hit by hit, boom by boom. I think the Spark Knight is clay, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, after the previous operation, Imatol concluded that relying solely on long-distance bomb deployment had considerable tactical shortcomings and wasn't effective enough at dealing with certain types of obstacles and cover. So she began experimenting with some new equipment. To test it out, we even made some improvements to the Spark Knight's beloved tabletop game. That's right, and in recent days, after analyzing the Spark Knight's combat strategy, I've come up with another way to use the bombs. If we were the Spark Knight, the solution would probably be if a single bomb's worth of explosive isn't enough, use 3. If a lonely jumpy dumpy can't solve the issue, throw 3. And yes, increasing firepower is a surefire way to solve the problem, but for one-of-the-mill knights like us, that just isn't an option. We simply can't compete with the Spark Knights Jumpy Dumpies and their boom factor, so we focus on improving flexibility and accuracy to make up for the lack of power. Our thinking was that if we could create something that could track targets and get close enough to lay down bombs, we could strike dangerous targets with pinpoint accuracy and thereby maximize the load. Tracking enemies and laying down bombs? Sounds pretty impressive, but also kinda scary. If Paimon were a Hillicher chasing down a forest boar with her Hillicher buddies, and suddenly a little Tingamik popped out of nowhere and threw a bomb in our faces, she would probably be so terrified she'd faint. That's actually sounds pretty cool. Can I have one? My hunch was right, you're an explosive enthusiast, just like me. But this new device is still in the early stages of testing. It will take some time before it's ready for official production and use. I will give it everything I've got. Given that conducting experiments in a wild would harm Monster Natural's ecosystem and how this isn't important enough to justify us bothering Captain Albedo, it wasn't worth the trouble of applying for a testing bound. After Imatol asked me for advice, we settled on a small-scale simulation prototype to test the controls and explosive capabilities. It just so happened that we thought of an old tabletop game that would make the perfect foundation for such testing, so Imatol dragged me off to find Lisa. And thank goodness we did. With Lisa's enthusiastic support, advice, and even some help with the storyline, the end result is amazing! Ta-da! Behold, here on this game tabletop, before your very eyes, the much-awaited sequel to Dodocos' bombastic adventure, Dodocos Bombastic's Escapades. After mastering the art of close-range demolition, Dodoko and his special Jumpty Dumpties are back with an explosive volatile vengeance, here to follow our commands and obliterate hordes of resurgent enemies. Be a witness to an epic battle of wits between Dodoko and the spiky Fish King, and as you do, immerse yourself in intense action and joyous destruction, while helping us record value test data of our new device, of course. Wow, so that's the game you've been working on, huh? The last installment in the Dodocos vs. Spiky Fish saga. Seems like the Honorary Knight and the Helper in White are pretty excited about it. Imatol. Their feedback will no doubt prove invaluable. I can tell. If they are willing to spend some of their precious time playing, I will be eternally grateful. Does that mean we will be the first to play it? You're not forgetting someone, are you? Given that it's the follow-up to the Dodocos vs. Spiky Fish story, wouldn't the Spark Knight herself be the most suitable game tester of all? Well, considering that Dodocos feature in the new game, that would of course be a true honor, but I wanted to make sure that Dodocos Bombastic Escapades is an incredible and experience as possible with few flaws as is humanly possible, such that by the time the Spark Knight gets a chance to play it. Hehe. Primus got it. You're saying that this time we'll have multiple roles. Not only that we are helping you test out your device, but we're also acting as the game tester, making sure that Clay will love it. Sounds right up my street, in the name of Clay and fun games too. Wonderful! I would say we are getting on like an exploding house on fire, wouldn't you agree? Just the thought of watching you guys play gets me so pumped right now. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. Okay. Please, let me control. Game? Did my internet time out? I think my internet timed out. Ah, thank you. Alright, let's play a game. Wait, what? What the hell is going on? No way! My internet, what's wrong? Internet, talk to me! Oh, I hate my fucking life! Hoi Hoi and fuck you! Okay, so I have internet again. The reason why my internet died is probably like I don't know about that, right? But I have a suspicion because we have a construction site in front of our house. They are, I don't know, renewing the road or something like this, right? And the thing is, for some reason, every time we have a construction site in our home or in our house, we always have internet connection problems. So I'm assuming they have hit some cables or something like this. I have no idea. I mean, it kind of sounds stupid, but that's the only thing that I can imagine is the thing right now. And like we have internet issues lately, and yeah, that's it essentially. Maybe the electronics of the machines are interfering with Wi-Fi or something like that. I don't know. I don't know about technology. Just skip to the dialogue. Okay, thanks. Yes. Okay. Start the game. Okay, this looks more complicated than the first iteration of the game. Oh, is this? Oh, I forgot what this name was called. Place bomb. Yeah, it's what I think it was. Damn it. Okay, hold on. We try. The controls are a bit off. Bomberman. It's Bomberman. Right? How do I... Okay, now I'm moving. Oh, I can detonate whenever I want. Oh, I hit myself again, I think. Do they count how many, Oh, damn it, I've put the wrong buttons. Okay. I have 2 bombs now. Oh, I can place 2 bombs. That's actually pretty good. Eh. Damn it. I think I've messed that up. Okay, so what is this? This is live, I see. Okay. I don't have increased range. Oh wait, it was a double. Okay. Complete a challenge without exhausting your vitality. Alright. Stage select. Next stage. That's live. Oh, that was a huge explosion. Okay, I think I've got an upgrade that increases the range of my explosion. I don't only have 1 bomb. Ow. Is that the range upgrade? Yeah, okay, so the yellow thing is the range upgrade. Can you go down? No, you can't. You're stupid. Oh! I've hit myself, I'm stupid. Ooh, more range! More chances for... Ouch! More chances for me to hit myself! But I'm going to place more bombs, okay. Okay. I used to like playing Bomberman when I was a child. Although I never played Bomberman itself, I've only played like a knockoff Bomberman for the PC. Okay, so we have a new enemy. Oh, okay, they are charging, that's interesting. Oh, this is an interesting upgrade, okay. So, let's get as many upgrades as possible. Wait, there's another range upgrade. Okay, let's get this range upgrade. Ow! Weaklings. No! I can place 2 bombs. Hehe. Okay, but they are stopping at the first target they hit. But that's good to know. Okay. One last enemy, where is it? Over there, right. I have 6 bombs. Ow! No, I didn't want to retry. I pressed the wrong button. Exit. Yeah, I'm down here. Alright, oh, they have a shield. Oh, there's an enemy hiding in the bushes. They're hiding in the trees! Oh! I've got hit! Oh, okay, I was stupid. Die! Uh-oh. Oh, I was stupid. Why am I so stupid? Okay, I want to collect the rest of the upgrades. Also have to do. Okay. Oh, I also have to free you. Oops. I wanted to place another one. But I failed that. There's no escape for you. Okay, I didn't expect this one to be that fast. I've actually expected this event to last like an hour or so. Oh, what is this upgrade in the middle? Ah! Oh, they can place bomb too! Ow! What? No, don't destroy this upgrade! Oh, I see, so my bombs can now penetrate shields. Ouch, did I hit myself? Oh, yep, I did hit myself. It also penetrates no enemies. Ow. Okay, enemies cannot kill themselves. Alright, there's a charger. Okay, we have 3 more enemies. I can place a bomb over here. The upgrades can also not be destroyed. This is fun. I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Where am I? I'm here. Okay, so I can either go for the thingy or for the other thingy. Alright, let's go for this thingy. Damn it. Place the bomb. They cannot destroy obstacles. That's interesting. Oh! It was a trap! Okay. Shouldn't have released this one. Now let's get the other upgrade. That was stupid. How? Okay, I do not instant kill enemies. I don't need to pick up this health. Oh! Now I need to pick up this health. Ah! It touched me! Bad touch, bad touch! I was pushed by my own bomb. It betrayed me. Whee! More upgrades. Oh. Oh, so many enemies left. Okay, that was the last stage, right? Okay. Alright, that's then the end of this event. That was cool. I like that. Okay. I guess this is then the end of this video. Great. I didn't know that it would be that quick over, that fast. Yes. Alright, they don't have anything to say anymore, I guess. Alright. Now let's collect this reward. Okay.